right, so I found a way to watch subs earlier, so I hope these are better subs. Because obviously the one I watch, it takes till Monday. That's why I normally put the episodes up on Monday. So I'm recording this on Sunday. I'm gonna stick to the Monday plan. Um, but I hope these subs are just as good. Because obviously the longer you have, the more you can make it precise in what they're actually saying. So, I'm literally it's one in the afternoon here on Sunday. So these are kind of earlier subs. I hope what they're saying is actually the translations are right. So if I'm wrong, sorry. I'll probably what I'll probably do tomorrow is I'll watch the episode how I normally watch it, and just kind of mentally take notes on if there's little wordings here and there a little different. So, but that out of the way. Just again, I found if this works, and if I watch the episode tomorrow, same, and it's like the same thing. Well, maybe Sunday night I'll start getting these up, because obviously here in the U.S. mainly football season is the big thing. So there's nothing going on, Sundays right now. So if I can get these up earlier, maybe I start doing. But I do like the Monday formula. It helps me with a lot. So I might just stick to Monday. Maybe I'll record these on Sunday. I don't know. We'll see. I'll think about it. But just a heads up that sometimes if I'm saying something, you're like, okay, what's that? These are early subs, so it might not be 100% what you might subs you see later on this week. So this week starts out with God. I already I'm just gonna say Black. The name's too hard to pronounce. He's talking to, I think it's like a fortune, not like a fortune teller, but he's trying to get information about like his sister and whatnot. What's going on. He's talking to an older woman. I'm just gonna say fortune teller. It's not exactly what it is, but talking to her, saying, hey, like, so Regulus does have my sister. It's confirmed now. Like, you're confirming that. And before he can get any more information out of her, Regulus calls and says, hey, I need your help with something. Come here. Come here. We gotta do something here. So then Jeremy, who is just doing his thing, exploring the world, I guess, if you want to say that, it's kind of watching by, and the subordinate kind of tells him, like, hey, 15 years ago, Wrath of Gods destroyed the planet, and his sister got taken, and now Regulus has her in his possession. Is essentially very very minimum essential, kind of what happened. But that's not. We find out more stuff later on, so there's more to the story here. And well, I guess whatever. We'll tell right now. Screw it. We'll just tell right now. So we find out later on that it was a setup here to basically get Black into power, and Regulus had the most power at the time. So basically, they kind of offered up his sister and said, "Here you go. Okay, now Black gets to become king." Because again, the theme here is that all these, the other four, not Regulus, the other four kings, just got pushed into it. It's like, here you go. This is, you're young kids. Oh well, you're a king now. So this was just a kind of way to get him in. 15 years ago, he was a young kid at the time, had to take over his land, and again, part of the deal was like Regulus gets the sister in marriage and whatnot. And so there's so many layers to this, and I won't touch on the very end because there's a twist at the very end of this, which I won't touch on until then. But that's, again, we kind of find that out throughout the episode. That's the main thing we find out. Kind of just like a trade, essentially. Like, you become king, I get your sister to marry, and my lineage goes on. So while that's going on, Jeremy finds the other kings kind of having their own meeting with, Gira is in, I always forget. And Scapa, I think is how you pronounce it. Whatever, the futuristic kingdom is where he is. He's with, I already forgot his name. God, okay, we'll get it. We'll get it one day. One day. Even if it takes me 50 episodes, we'll get it. So he's there with Blue. They're all having a meeting, trying to think like, hey, Regulus has been quiet. Black's been quiet. Are they up to something? And Jeremy's, kind of walks in. It's like, oh, hey, we got a meeting going on here. And they're all like, save your bullshit. We don't want to read between the lines today. We don't need that right now. And Jeremy's like, well, not everything is as it seems. Not everything is, evil. And, kind of says like, hey, Regulus has, Black sister, so that's why he's working with Regulus. So they're all like, huh, kind of putting two and two together. And so Gira has, I love Gira, man. He goes, I'm going to save the sister, and then he's going to bow to me because I'm the Tyrant King, and I'm going to finally gain his trust. I love Gira. Gira's the goat of this series. I like Jeremy kind of steals the spotlight. And I'm really growing on, Jeremy. I feel like he's the common sense of the group is how I kind of see it for Jeremy. But Gira's just the guy, like, everyone is going to just love the character. Like, he's such a fun character. I bet you the actor has just a blast just playing Gira. He just gets to mess around and do whatever. Imagine you just show up at your work, you're just goofy the whole time. That's your job. So they go to Shigodan, whatever it was. And all three of them are like, hey, we got this suit. We're going to give it to you because you're dead. Everyone thinks you're dead. We can't go in there because we'd be dead because kings can't do that. Well, kings and queens. And so Gira's like, what if I get caught? Well, you're a dead man walking. Who cares? Okay. And Gira's like, what? Wait. This is not part of the agreement here. And they're just like, yeah, just don't get caught. You're good. So they put him in this. It's a roly-poly. They're taxis. In this universe, they're taxis. And so he's got to crawl on all fours. He's kind of scooting along. And lo and behold, the one secondary actor who blames Gears. Oh, he's the evil king. Like, he caused Regulus to all this crap to happen. Regulus is the real hero. That guy. Lo and behold, he shows up and he's like, hey, open up, banging on the back, which is supposed to be like a shell, but it kind of looks like, it's like a plastic thing, whatever. Bang on it, like, hey, open up. Gira starts running around in circles with the guy chasing him, and the guy's like, why are you standing up? And so he was going on a date or whatever, and so, Gira, like, they just fade away from that. So we don't know how Gira got away. Gira just got away. He's just like, I'm just gonna run. We find out, secondary actor had I think it was a date. I believe it was a date. And the girl starts slapping him with the flowers later on. And that's when the monster shows up. But before then, because that's just kind of rest, the secondary actor there. So he got his beat up by flowers. There you go. Oops. So, then after Gira escapes, we go to the tower. We go to the kingdom, or the castle where Black is talking to Regulus. Jeremy shows up, and Regulus is like, hey, this is perfect. Like, I need your help if you're willing to help. Jeremy's like, okay, why not? Why not? I'm here, aren't I? I'm here to help. I want to, do what I can do. And Regulus is like, well, hey, I can make your job really simple. I just need you to take me to Death and Rock. Let's make peace with them, and let's just, end this war, right here, right now. Which, if this was a good king, series ends. Series ends next week. If this is like a good guy, yeah, okay, let's just make peace, Death and Rock. And, I would have taken Jeremy. Like, if I was the king, I would have taken Jeremy because, he's half and half. He can help out, sort everything out, and then you can talk to Death and Rock about this, get it done. But obviously, Regulus is not a good guy, so he's going to, scheme. He's going to, be a bad guy, going to do bad guy stuff. And so Jeremy's like, okay. And, at first he's not, it's just kind of thinking that, like what's going on here? And Regulus is like, hey, you're the king above all, aren't you? Like, you're that guy. You want peace, right? Hey, like, help me out. I'll give you your peace. You can have your peace. I'll hand deliver your peace right to you. And Jeremy's just like, okay, we'll do this. And so then Black steps in and he's like, hey, as a part of this deal, set my sister free. Let's get, I'll take her back to my kingdom and we'll be good. Good. No problems from me. I just, want that. So Regulus starts to think about that. This dumbass Gira. This man. So while they're talking, he has these gloves on him which he can help climb. He's basically Spider-Man. He's a roly-poly Spider-Man. So he walks, up the side of the castle, gets into the window, perfectly lands in the room where she is. Plot convenience. Oh my god. So she's sleeping. He wakes. He kind of pushes her and says, "Hey, wake up! I'm here." He steps back and goes, "I'm here to kidnap you." Jesus Christ, Gira! I'm the Tyrant King. You're coming with me. I'm just sitting there why? Why? I get it. I get it. You got a persona. You got to keep. I get it. You're dead. I know you're in a disguise. What are you doing? What are you doing? Just say, hey, I'm here to rescue you. We can get you out of here. I don't know how, they didn't really give her sticky gloves, so I don't know how she's going to get out of the castle down the wall without, I don't know. Whatever. It didn't work out because she screams, and so Regulus, Jeremy, and Black go discover that Gira's like, I'm just gonna, which, by the way, he hides under the bed, is not seen by them. She doesn't say a thing. She's like, yeah, I just had a bad dream, is all. She kind of watched him get under the bed to hide, but doesn't tell them, hey, there might be something. I don't know if I had a dream or not, but there might be something underneath my bed. Can you guys take a look? She doesn't say anything. And so, Black's like, you good? You okay? Everything okay? And, he tells her, hey, I'm here for, we're going to get peace. I'm going to take you back to the kingdom. We're going to be square. We're going to be good. And she goes, nah, that's my husband. That's who I want to marry. And she starts just, seducing this man, just going, hey, I want him. And so Black just starts having a mental breakdown. It's just, huh? What? Huh? He can't form words. He's so shocked by this development. And before anything else can happen, explosion goes off. That's when the guy gets hit with the flowers. Monster pops up in the city. They get out of the room. My man Gira pops out from underneath. No, I'm sorry. He pops out from underneath the bed, gets in the window, and the girl turns around, and she spots him. Like, oh, you are real. And then Gira falls out and boom, 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 and this man survives a 500-foot tall fall or so. I don't know how tall, over 100 feet. This man just bouncing off crap and just, I'm good. Humans in fantasy are just, they're stronger than we are in reality. This man just shook it up. Now maybe he, maybe rolled up in the roly-poly and just kind of rolled down the thing, and maybe it just, the back protection was just enough to kind of help soften the blow. That's my headcanon. But if he just kind of fell straight down and just, he hit stuff on the way down, so it's not like it was just a straight fall down. But if he didn't roll up, because he didn't land on the ground, I think he landed face down on the ground. He survived. Humans are just so much stronger in fantasy. Anyway, point is, he gets up, he fights. Black fights, take down the bee. It was a bee or a fly. It might have been a fly. It was, the head mask was based off a Kamen Rider. But I think it was a fly. I'm gonna say fly. Maybe it was a bee. But he just had these little wings on his hand. They were used to flutter around with. So Black kills them. They go giant. Jeremy's like, I got this. We see him fights with Tarantula. Transforms into the humanoid form of his Tarantula Zord, beats up the fly, which the fly is more like he was struggling more on the ground as a human size than he was as a giant size because he was throwing hands with the humanoid tarantula sword, but Black was murdering this guy back in when human size. So I guess he gets stronger. I don't haven't seen that happen. I guess because usually they're as strong, but whatever. Black, unless Black is just that guy. He's just that dude. So Jeremy takes him on in the humanoid tarantula god form. Then we cut down to the city, and Gira is like, hey, like, where's your smile? Like, your sister's still trapped or whatever. Because obviously by then, everyone kind of knew. So, Black's just like, hey, as long as everyone's happy, as long as she's happy marrying him, it's fine with me. And this is where the plot twist comes in. He turns around, kind of looks off in the distance, and he has a big smile on his face. Then we go back to, the castle where the room where she is, and she kind of says like, hey, I'm in the mud, I'm in the dirty water, I'm gonna continue to get what I need. We're gonna stop this thing here. Like we're gonna end this. Whatever is going on behind the scene with Regulus, we're gonna end this. We're gonna make sure that he's done. He's out of here. And so then it's like, hey, he knew he was putting up quite an act. Because they've been planning this. They, again, something's happened. Like, we don't know what's happened between the 15 years or anything like that. We just know that, she's planning on wants to get married, to stay in the weeds, to stay in the mud, to, just find out the secrets. And I guess they're playing up as like Regulus caused the wrath of the gods 15 years ago, which probably we'll see. I kind of wish it was Jeremy. In a way, I kind of wish they just kind of like, here's the storyline with Jeremy, but we're gonna figure this out. Next week is like this episode here and next week's episode, just it feels like we're building up to something, and not quite filler, but it feels like we're planting the seeds before like a big explosion of something happens. So whether that's like a super form coming up here in the 20s, or I don't know, probably not another Ranger, probably not. I don't know. I feel like they're building up to something. I feel like the Wrath of the Gods is going to be, I don't know, because I feel like Deathnarok dying could happen in mid-20s. Like, and that's only, like 2 months, 3 months away? I feel like that could happen. I feel like Wrath of the Gods should be, like, the end. Like, end game by 50, 49, 50, 51. Like, that should be wrapped up. So, I don't know. Unless they flip-flop and they're like, here's Wrath of the Gods wrapped up mid-20s, maybe by 30 max. Super form, I'm praying they all get... I personally, and I'm just going to really quickly say this, I like when the whole team gets a super suit. I don't like... Yeah, sometimes it's fun, just seeing Red get a power-up. I wasn't a big fan when ToQger did it, and they're just like, okay, only one person can use it at a time. I like when all the main five... you can give Jeremy something else, but the main five or the main three, like, Genki Ranger, Sun Vulcan, stuff like that, the main... And obviously, didn't have super phones back with Sun Vulcan, but the main core team, I like when they all get the power-ups. Now, the exception is, I think Gokaiger should never had one. Like, you can give on the 6th Ranger, but I think it's totally fine without it. They're probably the strongest team in Sentai, but for most teams, non-anniversary teams, I like the main, the whole cast. Don Brothers, like, I get it because that's supposed to be a Don Clan exclusive power up. I feel like they could have done more with human sides and whatnot. Zenkaiger, it's kind of anniversary season, so they just like, okay, well, we're just gonna only give it to Kaito and Zox. But I'm more of a fan of the whole team gets a new suit. I know maybe budgets and whatnot, but they have not slowed down on the CGI budget for that. I was thinking by episode 10, it's like, okay, we're gonna, go back. We're gonna get more, real world shots, real world city escapes and whatnot. No, they said we're sticking whole freaking season. We're going, to a whole different world. We're gonna use as much CGI as possible. So they have to have money for 5 suits. Again, you can give Jeremy something else, a mini power up. Put like, I don't know, a cape on him. I don't know. Put like a spider cape on him or something. I don't know, but. I like when the whole team gets a power up rather than just individual red. But whatever. If Gira gets it, I'm just going, okay, good for him. Yeah. So that's, again, it's just a 2-minute mini rant here. I prefer that. Maybe you guys just prefer just only red getting the super suit, but I prefer when the whole main core gets it. Again, outside like Gokaiger, I'm fine with them. I know they had it in the special or whatever, but and the 10-year. So he had the it was like was it red and silver special, and then the 10-year anniversary had his own suit too. But I don't think they need to power up for that, like them personally, because they just have access to everything. But yeah, so let me know your thoughts. Again, it feels like they're planting those seeds, like some big explosion. We're going to get some super big flower to grow and open up. And, oh, my God, look at the shock here. But, next week, again, it's just kind of talking about the history of Rita. And, she was a kid, again, same as the rest, other 4. Got put in, so we kind of learned about that. I think, is it Yellow that says, hey, like, pretty sure it was like a human that did the Wrath of the Gods. So we're going to get more sprinkles of that, too. So, yeah, again, I should have did that before I did the mini rant, but just, nothing too exciting for anything, going on crazy. So for now, like the video, share the video around, don't subscribe. Let me know your thoughts on this. What do you think that big explosion, that flower that's going to grow up from the seeds being planted, what do you think it's going to be? Are they going to do it, mid-20s? Is this something they're saving for the whole season? Let me know your thoughts on that. So for now, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. I already signed off again, like, do the whole thing. I've always done it. I've done it in every episode. So I'm out of here. Peace.